Oh, I don't know if you can see this. Let me turn on. Well, you can probably see it there. And you can see it here. See that long crack? So I'm gonna go through and reinforce all of these, raise the floor up some, and then provide some reinforcement. Okay, see that? And then number 3. All right, next up coming up. Okay, so some materials that we have here. We got a 2x4. We got a bottle jack. We got some pieces of 2x8 pieces of, this is Douglas fir that we're going to use to reinforce the size of the floor joist. And then we have some 3-inch nails which are in the bag. Here you see some 3-inch construction screws which are in the bag, and then these have the star drive, and the star drive comes in the box. Provides a little bit more connection than using the Phillips head screw. A little bit more force, doesn't spin as much. So next step coming up. So next step, we have to cut a piece of 2x4 to fit not only between the underside of the floor joist, but also under the bottle jack, so that we have room to jack the floor up. So we're going to cut a piece off, a 8-foot piece of 2x4. So I got to cut off about 17 inches so it fits under the floor joist and under the bottle jack at the same time. Next step. Okay, so I've cut my piece of wood to size so that it fits between the bottle jack and the joist, and then there's room so I can put a leveler piece of wood. What I did was I took my straight edge to put it under one end of the jack so that it levels it more, because there's a tilt toward the middle of the floor. So I want to get the jack more level so it jacks the floor straight up instead of going on a tilt. So the next step is to start jacking the floor up. I have the jack in place, and I have my board in place, and it's squarely under the part that was cracked. So if you see, I put a cross board, just to give myself a wide space for the 2x4 to sit on, and we've already begun jacking the floor up. So if you can hear it going up. So we're taking some of that dip out caused by the floor joist cracking. Next step. So we've got it jacked to a sufficient height. Piece of wood is in place. And we have it, you can see that it's pretty straight now. So our next step is we're going to use a vice clamp, which is right there. And we have some 2x8 by 2-foot sections of Douglas fir that we're going to clamp into place, and then we're going to drill our holes. We have the clamp in place. And then we can begin our hole drilling. So we'll drill 4 holes on each side of the wood and on each side of the opposing wood. And then we'll start screwing our screws in place. Okay, so I've drilled my holes on one side. I don't know if you can see that. I can see some holes up there. My battery's low, so can't get any light up there. And I've already begun setting one of my screws. You can see that. And then I'll drill the holes on the other side and set the screw on this side. Next step. Okay, so there we have it. 4 screws on one side, 4 screws on the other side. Got a little light now so you guys can see that a little bit better. See, it's still clamped in place. And now I'll drill my holes on this side and get my screws in place. Okay, so we have our screws in place for on this side, for on this side. My light is low, so sorry you can't see that. And then we still have our clamp in place, so we're gonna go ahead and take that clamp loose and let our jack down so we can move on to the next one. Okay, got number 2 in place and have my holes drilled. So wasn't able to get one on the other side because there's a water pipe that's in the way. So we'll just have to do the one side here, but on the third one over, we'll go ahead and do both sides. Back in a flash. And, both boards are in place. This is going to be a double reinforcement. It's closer to the center of the floor. And I have the room because there are no pipes or anything in the way. So easy peasy. Get everything set up. Clamp is in place. Holes are drilled on this side. And I have to drill the other side, and then we'll start putting our screws in. Always, when you're doing work like this, make sure you take all necessary safety precautions, including wearing goggles. And there you have it. All 3 of the joists are reinforced now. There were some heavy-duty cracks, but now those cracks have been reinforced with wood. 4 holes drilled on both sides. And there you have it. So again, when doing work like this, make sure that you have all adequate protection, including safety goggles, and happy fixing. I hope that you liked the video about repairing cracked floor joists. I enjoyed making every bit of it. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Tell others about it. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. See you soon.